evening, everyone. Before we start the show, we talk about Kilff Kingsbury and other things, of course, doing the tier maker. Connor Akers starts the show off. RIP to the legend known as Mike Leach. I had a good time reading a lot of tweets on Twitter, stories about Mike Leach, how he took time to really get to know people and tell stories and understand. And I remember a lot of the interviews that he's done where he talked about like a battle axe and rent control and
talking about pirates. Oh, yeah, by the way, melt all your candy corn in his honor.
Yes. So yeah, he would rank the Halloween candy, like just a big personality in college football. We lost a great one. It just sucks for me and for Tree that we did not get to meet one of the legends, because he sounds like he would have been a really good guy, and he would have been someone that it just sucks when these legends pass that you didn't get to actually meet in real life.
He seems like the kind of dude who'd be cool to have a few beers with.
Yeah,
seems like that kind of dude.
Yeah.
Just hear his stories about the game.
Yeah. I bet you that guy could talk football. Like, you ever feel like you ever meet someone and it's like a privilege to meet them? That's like someone that you would be like, damn, I probably think that guy is awesome. I don't know. Ooch, did you ever run into Mike Leach at all in your life?
I never ran into him, but I did. I mean, I've always known about him primarily because he went to he was the head coach at my siblings' alma mater up at Texas Tech. So it's kind of, I believe that's where he kind of came into the mainstream with that offense, because it was it was kind of the spread in the Big 12 version of the spread.
He was an innovator for sure. Like, don't sleep on him as a football coach. Like, he turned a lot of programs around. I mean, Mississippi State was dog shit. Yeah. They were dog shit before he got there. He knew his football.
Green coach, man. Great personality.
Yeah. Green Draco 313 Tree. Who is the Lao Cow of the week?
Jerry Tillery. Jerry Tillery. Smacking the ball after you get a big sack, giving LA all the momentum.
Yep.
Yeah. No, if the Chargers don't want your ass and they're down at least 5 defensive linemen, you've got a problem.
Red Rhino 49. They're going home. England's going home. Yeah, it's kind of rough when Morocco's in the semifinals and England, the country that cares probably the most and puts the most resources into soccer, and they are not another. It's like if America cared about soccer and we lost every year, then it would be even worse.
Harry Kane missing on a penalty and Rashford missing on a free kick.
Yeah,
it would be like if football was international and America won like 3 World Cup equivalents in football. And then went on a losing streak and started losing to countries that barely even got enough money to support the sport.
Right. Or if
Morocco is different. Morocco is legit. They've been legit. They just shouldn't have been that legit. And hey, Africa's in this motherfucker.
Hey, Morocco
first African country, man.
Morocco has a shot tomorrow. Like anything could happen. I mean, dude, Argentina today was dope. I mean, Messi,
them boys, they set it off.
I cannot believe that that's the same team that lost to their first game to Saudi Arabia. Sitting.
Sometimes you need to be punched in the mouth like that to do that.
You rather have it in a round where you don't get knocked out with a loss, and it brings you back down to earth real quick. Yeah, they got that. They got that reality check fast.
Green Drago 313, Hey Tree and 5, the trio of Bidwell, Kime, and Cliff. Are they similar to Snyder, Allen, Jay Gruden trio? To you in some ways, to me, they are. I think the difference is that, dude, I think Kingsbury's gone. I think he's done, dude.
Do you think Bidwell swallows the extension? I
mean, dude.
Kime and Kingsbury should be fired. They're both.
Didn't matter.
They'll swallow an extension on the head coach. They'll swallow that.
Yeah. Who got extended and fired?
That was Zimmer and Zimmer and Spielman.
Yeah.
Those guys got extended.
Yeah, they both got extended and then were fired instantly. Dude, they don't give a fuck. They have
It is the
insurance
Bidwells,
against
though. They are incompetent.
They buy insurance against those contracts. They're just like, oh, we'll just pay out of
that for the
kid.
team.
Yeah.
So does the head coach's salary has nothing to do with their salary cap or anything, right?
Nothing.
That's straight
nothing.
from like
you can pay a coach $20 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why they can eat that, because they got it insured.
And that's why I don't feel bad for head coaches or assistants to get fired, because they are set for life.
Joe Judge is making like what, $4 or $5 million to be a coordinator or whatever, because the Giants still owe him or probably paid him out. Like, come on. That's why he had pizzas delivered to his house. He was like, you know what? I'm not coach anymore, but they just gave me $30 million to sit on my ass.
I think Patricia might still be getting paid by Detroit.
Yeah. It's good work.
It's crazy, like, because I used to see that being something that happened in the NBA. I remember one year, the Mavericks, who were my team, they had cut Keith Van Horn, but Keith Van Horn made $10 million for the next like 4 years, and he wasn't even playing basketball no more. I'm like, what the fuck?
Could you imagine that, Ooch? Like you retire and you're just making $10 million a year, and you're just like,
you're coming out in like flip flops on your Maui, like mega mansion, and then some random mail guy comes out, throws out a little check, and you're just in there like, oh, it's my check from the NBA. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Like, might as well go to the bank.
That's why those dudes just get incredibly fat and out of shape. They're just like, I don't have to work.
Honestly, dude, I'd be doing the same thing if
Hell
I
yeah.
I would just be smoking cigars, drinking whiskey, playing cards with my boys. That's all I'd be doing.
And you don't even have to be attractive. You can just hire a prostitute. You can just be like, hey, show up at 9.
Dude, hire your wife. That's all I'd do. You could pay trophy wives.
Money.
Yeah. Dude,
like, here's $50 million. Have fun.
Remember Chris Farley? I mean, he was making so much money, and he was just hitting up prostitutes like left and right. It doesn't matter.
This way.
Yeah, money is an equalizer if you're disgusting. Game show gumbo. If Perna loses Clickbait Sports again, he should be forced to wear an old Seattle Seahawks Bronco Buster shirt. Oh. All right, let's get up to the tier maker. Pretty interesting week last week.
A little topsy-turvy week.
Yeah, let me call her up. Present.
Especially with Detroit pulling that.
Oh,
they
dominated.
Dominate.
I mean, where did that come from?
All right, we got Super Bowl.
And the sad part is, like, Detroit is only a game and a half out of a playoff spot.
Wild card.
They're coming.
Dude, you know, it's crazy. We were saying it early in the season, like it was just like an afterthought, but it's like, yo, they have a high-powered fucking offense.
If Jared Goff made that throw to DJ Chark, they'd have won 6 in a row.
And
all right,
DJ
what
Chark,
do we
he's
got?
balling.
Let's add a row below. What should our shit? I hate it when it does that. What should our shit tier be? Should it be Denver Broncos trash?
Josh McDaniels trash.
Ooh. How about this? Josh McDaniels
Repeat offender trash.
Decision making. There we go.
Decision making.
Josh McDaniels decision making. That means you're just outright doo-doo.
How about Kilff Kingsbury going for it on 4th down? Trash.
Oh my gosh, that was trash too. They're done. They are freaking. We'll talk about them when we get to them.
They've been
because we're clickbaiters.
They're the next poverty franchise. It's Jacksonville rises.
Arizona's been poverty except for like 6 years in their existence.
Well, they did start out 11 and something last year. They were talked about as the Super Bowl favorite at one point last year. They had double digit, went 10-1 or something, right?
Yeah,
and then the wheels came off, and
they started 7-0 the year before that too.
Yeah. Yep, and they collapsed.
Yeah, Kyler Murray looked like Jameis Winston in that one.
Hey,
game.
dude, I'm telling you, it all began in my mind in that playoff game when he did that grandma toss that got returned for a touchdown.
Yep,
I said that right there is not. I said that right there. The way they got beat that game, I was like, there has been something fundamentally broken in this franchise's entire like psyche and strategy philosophy, because You don't get done like this unless you're getting done literally like y'all don't belong on this field.
Bidwells.
And y'all have there's like no response to that in the offseason. They come back and they start getting smacked again. I'm like, okay, so that playoff broke y'all. Just like the playoffs, just like that Super Bowl broke Atlanta. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like they broke the Texans too.
Yeah.
All right. Rams and the Raiders. The fucking Raiders blow a 6. They pulled a who
Raiders.
did that? Yeah, the Tampa did that shit to
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Same script.
Back-to-back games. Yeah. It happened Monday night and then Thursday night, the next game that comes out, the exact same outcome, basically. 2 late touchdowns.
I'm gonna deliver a question to both of you and in the chat too. What do you think is the more embarrassing loss for the Raiders this year? This game against the Rams or the loss to Jeff Saturday?
I would say this was extra bad because Baker Mayfield literally comes
this was actually
off
worse.
the street, doesn't even know the playbooks, is just basically looking at 2 routes. Like all he knew was what was going on the right side of the field. Like you saw it very obviously.
His strength was always rolling to the right. That's always been his thing.
Yeah, so he just did what he does best. He did throw a couple dots, don't get me wrong, but like he didn't even in the 2-minute, he was just like, let's do what we did last time. Like it was fucking hilarious.
It was
and
bad.
He goes out and balls.
And worst of all, the Rams are dead too. No Aaron Donald. Cam Akers is still having issue. No Cooper Kupp. No Allen Robinson.
They pretty much
Ramsey's burnt toast.
Yep.
They pretty much quit. They quit 2 weeks
they gave
ago.
up.
And you lost
to that.
Right. They signed Baker Mayfield for the only just so they wouldn't get embarrassed, and he goes out and wins them a game, which they're not losing on purpose, they're not, they have nothing to tank for.
Yeah, there's nothing to tank. All you do is like fuck over Detroit.
Yeah, they're mediocre.
What's good for them?
But what do we do with the fucking fraud Raiders?
McDaniels tier right now.
Yeah, just put them in the McDaniels.
It's yours. Own it.
They're still 5-8. Like how?
Yeah,
how
they should be fucking. You know what they should be? They should be 8-5.
Yeah.
Well, you're right because they blew that game to the Cardinals. They've blown 3 17-point leads. They blew this one to the Rams. They should be 9-4.
This playoff race is going to get interesting. There might be a wild card. There might be an 8-win, 9-win wild card team.
There may be an 8-win, 9-win division winner.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
This is why I didn't like that 7th seed.
Interesting. Vikings and the Lions. The Lions are here. What has gotten into the Lions, yo?
It's their defense. Their defense has gotten legit, and I don't know why.
Started playing.
Yeah, we knew they could score. We knew they could score. Is there a more slept-on QB than Jared Goff?
No, I think he is the most slept-on dude right now because he's been doing this all season. It hadn't changed.
Yeah.
He's been quietly doing it. Like he had a couple 300-yard games, but he had his duds here and there. But for the most part, he had been dialing, especially with Amon-Ra and a couple.
And the thing was, early in the season, you were seeing them lose games like 38-41, 42-45.
Yeah,
their defense, like you said, their D was just giving up whatever they got. So, but through the season, if at any point that defense tightens up and they stop you 1 or 2 times in a half more than they normally do, you're giving up 14 points on the other side. So now you're behind out of nowhere. And that's
they put up 35 on the Eagles, right?
Yeah, they came back. They nearly came back in that game.
They scored 36 on the Commanders, right?
Nearly came back in that one too.
27 on the Dolphins. They beat the fuck out of the Giants, and a team that supposedly knows how to play defense. And then they were in it with the Bills. Look at their next 4 games. They got the Jets, the Panthers, the Bears, and a weak Packers squad, and a susceptible Packers squad. They could win out.
Did anyone guess at the beginning of the season that a Lions-Jets game would be one of the most sought after games in a football week.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Jets have trouble scoring.
And they have elite defense, though.
Yeah, but they could get.
They are really good.
It's kind of proven though that the Lions will score on anybody. They will score,
and that's the thing. Yes, they've been able to score against everybody.
Well,
and it's like
one team.
Even if they're only scoring, even if they're scoring 27, like that's still more than the average.
Yeah,
that's still a well above average scoring for an NFL team.
Yeah,
NFL
they did get shut out
around 22 points a game.
So weird. They had 2 weeks in a row where they sucked. I think that was when Amon-Ra was injured.
Yeah, and then they had they lost to Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, and they got rid of Hawkinson. Like I don't get it, man. But I think, are we gonna put the Lions up in the playoff tier?
They're a game
they're
out.
Not mediocre.
They're fringe right now.
They're not
because
mediocre.
Like they are really close.
Yeah, they're not mediocre. I mean, the way
I'm gonna put them there for now.
Yeah, I put them.
This will probably knock them. Sorry, Kirsten. We just cursed.
That's
them.
the problem.
Whatever.
When you actually start talking about the Lions and they start getting some pub going their way, then they're gonna start become the Lions again.
Yeah, they're gonna start smelling their own shit. All right, Vikings are gonna win the division. Let's do one more game and we'll get to the snoopers, the drunken stupor chats. All right, Ravens. The Ravens pull out another win out of their ass. Steelers were kind of back.
That's the story of the Steelers season, man. Winnable games, you find ways to piss away. They were down to a third-string quarterback, Anthony Brown. They were a glorified Wildcat offense. Mitch Trubisky throws 3 brutal interceptions, which cost them at least 6 points. Blocked field goal cost them another 9. Baltimore was trying to hand them this game on a silver platter, and the Steelers just smacked it away. So,
yeah, that's true.
They're
3 interceptions. That's 3 interceptions.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to call.
The sad part is you win this game with Kenny Pickett.
What happened to Pickett? He got concussion.
He got concussion
out on first play, right?
Yeah, concussion on the first play because Kevin Dotson missed his block and they just literally let in the defender with like a swinging door. And guess what? That's why Pickett gets in concussion protocol because nobody on this line can block.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like if you actually look at the film, you see one of the guy doing this and another guy doing that. Dotson tries to go towards the edge where Dan Moore already has him. So the interior runner pretty much has no resistance towards Pickett.
Right to his face.
So they didn't block the A gap is basically what happened.
No, they did not block the A gap.
Yeah, that's
or the 3. I think it was more of a 3-tech than an A gap.
Hey, Alex is saying y'all gonna acknowledge that Lamar didn't play. Lamar was out too, right?
Yeah, and Tyler Huntley was out in the third quarter too.
Yeah, didn't he? That was a perfect time to get a win against them.
Yeah. They were, as I said, they were playing Anthony Brown as their quarterback. They didn't throw.
Damn.
And the Steelers run defense gave up 200 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you start reading at Justin Ziegler.
Yes, sir. Well, dude, if I can allow me to get back here. Justin Ziegler 5 loved your Broncos video today. Let's ride. Given the weeks ahead, which teams in the hunt have the best chance of making the playoffs? Treat which teams are in tank bowl this week. Love the work y'all do. Let me take a look at the old schedule here. No tank bowls this week. There was an injury bowl, but we'll get to that later.
This year, the way the tank bowl will be, it'll be clinched like with the Bears or when the Texans play. I think the Texans probably have the most likely.
Texans,
but I don't think they have anybody. Yeah, the Texans and the Colts January 8th, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
Arizona Denver's a tank bowl now.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a tank bowl now because no Kyler Murray.
But I mean, dude, the Texans really kind of have this. They got a huge.
They are the tank of tanks, dude. Tank of tanks.
Yeah, it depends on maybe if the Colts can man down and lose some more games, maybe make it a little interesting. But we'll see. Colts are on a 3-game losing streak. Texans on an 8-game losing streak.
Oh, dude, they are the. How did this team beat Jacksonville?
So, who has the Broncos' #1 pick?
Seattle.
So if the Broncos tank out, Seattle
they will be the number 2 pick.
They could get the number 2 or the number 1. If somehow the Broncos lose out and somehow the Texans win the remainder of their games, Seattle will get the number 1 fucking pick.
And at that rate, you just trade it down for more futures to a quarterback hungry team because I think they're going to keep going with Geno.
They could like draft. Who's the best like edge that's out there?
Will Anderson.
Yeah. Like they
Will
could take
Anderson or the defensive tackle. They could even go for a project QB. Like they can go for Bryce Young, let him sit. CJ Stroud, let him sit. Will Levis, let him sit.
Or
There's no clear-cut number one, but it's they have the Penn State guy would have been nice, but they're not going to get. They already have Charles Cross though, so they don't really need
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, that's who it is, the defensive tackle.
Yeah,
that would be huge to replace Shelby Harris. But I'll keep going in the meantime. It is so crazy. Okay. Aaron Sherwood, and now we get
Scooter had a burner. Never mind.
And now we get Hackett versus Kingsbury, both with backup QBs on Sunday. Loser gets fired. Hopefully, they won't do anything until the end of the season. They're not going to do anything there.
That hit on Russ was. Ooh.
Oh, dude! I love how they circle up the bump.
Yeah.
I love how that is. It's
crushed.
Like
I didn't see it.
So
he just got slammed. Bang bang.
Russ was running for a first down, and Frank Clark jumped on him and just folded him. And like his, I don't think Clark. It was weird because Clark like landed in the middle of his body and then his head hit. So like Clark I don't know if you could say it's dirty. Just given that it's Frank Clark, it's like Vontaze Burfict, right? Anytime Burfict would hit somebody, you have to say it's dirty because Burfict is dirty, right? Yeah. And like Frank Clark is known for doing that kind of shit. But optically, it like he didn't go for the head, but his head hit. You know,
maybe it was retaliatory from his time in Seattle.
Something like that. I don't know, but it was rough looking, and to have that bruise on his head just lets you know that his head slammed the turf.
He landed on him as he was going down head first. That's why.
Yeah, and they zoom in on him looking dazed too. It's like
and he was out. You could tell that he was just like
he got knocked next week. That's what they call having your clock clean back in the 90s.
Like I could tell when Russ runs, he's like, "Come on, Jesus, help me find the hole."
Honestly, just shut him down for the year. Just start red ripping.
And then when he gets hit like that, he's like, "Oh dear Lord!" Like you can tell his mind is only thinking about God.
Talking about God, or are these many bathrooms? AAA, happy for Wilks. Cardinals owners and front office did him wrong. Also, it's Ritter time. Said it last week. Go for it, young man. Yeah, I mean, the Panthers are only one game out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They played
Steve Wilks.
Like if they make the playoffs, I think they have to give Steve Wilks the head coach job for a bit, right?
Oh, they'll fuck him. They'll fuck him.
Yeah.
That's how David
players are responding to him.
Shit. The thing that Steve Wilks is doing so great, and I'm not trying to discredit him, he's not Matt Rule.
I think he's not the slam dunk hire.
Matt Rule had lost the locker room last year.
Oh yeah, he lost them boys quick.
Yeah.
Because he was like the way he was acting towards his assistants, like, bro, like,
he fired his coordinator for not running the ball.
Some people just don't get it. Like they don't get that they rub people the wrong way. They don't get that people dislike them. Like they think that they're great. Well, you know, because everyone
when
laughs
you make all
at
that money and you're surrounded by yes men, you don't have any grasp on reality.
Because when you're the boss, people laugh at your dumb fucking
which
joke.
is why Elon Musk can go out and say, "I'm rich, bitch," and pretend like he's the hottest shit in the world.
People, when you're like, "Hey, let's go to lunch at the Chinese buffet," and someone might be allergic to like Chinese food, but if you're the boss, they'll still go. They'll just be like, "Okay, I'll try to find something."
Take a salad.
Yeah, I'll take a salad. Oh, you don't like Chinese food? I'll try something.
I'll just have some broth.
Mm-hmm. Anyways. All right, read like two more.
Yep. David R. Argentina looked great against Croatia today. Does Messi have a realistic shot in the World Cup final, or will he fall short?
Short joke. I think that, dude, they have a real chance. France is going to be tough to beat. If Morocco takes down France, oh yeah,
they got a shot.
Then Argentina's got it.
I think Morocco's magical run comes to an end tomorrow.
Yeah, France is a machine.
Yeah, France.
Yeah,
they ain't even been having to put in haven't really been putting in effort. They just been blowing cats out the water.
Yeah, they're playing some great soccer, and the Mbappe guy,
Mbappe,
Hansen, he's really good. I mean, he's the world's best player. He's like David Villa was for Spain in 2010. Like he's just a fucking beast, dude.
Mhm.
Anyways.
And
All right.
Spartan Wynn, I know he wasn't the only problem, but Trubisky is now out of chances.
Yeah, I mean
He's
an
a
NFL
backup. He's a backup. He'll be playing for 10 years. He'll start in a couple years to be like, oh yeah, that guy's still in the league. He'll be one of those.
He'll be
guys.
a better number 2 overall pick than say Zach Wilson. You know, like,
I mean, he's more serviceable.
Yeah. Well, Mitch isn't going to flame out of the league. Zach Wilson might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zach Wilson might not even get to the end of his first contract, of his rookie contract.
Because quite frankly, I think Mike White is the quarterback of your short-term future. I think he's the guy you roll with. I think he's proven himself as a worthy competitor.
What a fucking waste.
He might not be your long-term starter, but I think he's your starter for next year.
Hold on. Let me look at that draft. Hold on. Zach.
That was a bad quarterback draft.
Oh,
yeah, and that was supposed to be an elite draft, apparently.
All right, 2021 NFL draft. And Zach, I mean, he was touted as like, hey, this is, you know,
He's
hey,
boom
if
bust.
there's a
He
sure
was
thing
very
he's going to be
boom
a
bust.
solid white quarterback. Trey
I did
Lance
not-
went next. Jury's out on him.
He was boom bust too. Like I thought I said Zach Wilson was boom bust.
Justin Fields. Oh my gosh, if Fields was a Jet, oh my gosh, he'd be he'd have ads
They'd
in
still
Times
be
Square.
dude. They'd still be bitching about him because you don't.
You
know
don't
if
think
he's gonna pan
Salah?
out.
You don't think Salah could have?
The only thing with Fields is they're allowing him to use his feet now. So
I think Salah lets him do that off the rip, though. I think if he was a Jet, the Jets were better last year. They would have been this team last year with him.
I think Salah knows how to use that dude. But okay, you got Mac Jones.
He's regressed big time. He needs a better system.
Yeah, but you know, he's not bad. He's made a playoff appearance already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at all these players that they could have. Micah Parsons, Rashawn Slater. Like they could have had anybody, but they could have had Zach Wilson.
They could have had Kadarius Toney.
Right. And if they didn't fucking if they knew how to tank, they'd have Trevor Lawrence. Oh, anyways, all right.
Woo, that's the best pick the Jags have made in a fucking decade.
Yeah,
He is blossoming into something special.
Yeah, he's gonna be good, man. He's gonna be top. But you saw it. You saw it at Clemson. Like he made NFL throws.
Yeah, and consider like that last year is just like an extra year of college because he had to deal with Urban Meyer's bullshit.
Yeah. Nobody even counts his first year.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to think about that year.
Yeah. Bengals and Browns. Deshaun Watson kind of not looking like he was worth the investment. Right.
My question is this:
I don't think anybody can make that determination this season. It's just not going to
right now.
It's a lost year. My question is this, though: you have a 4th and 1 Bengals territory. Why are you throwing a deep ball with Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, I didn't see
I don't get that.
So they brought in Brissett for one play.
That proves to you right there that it's also got to do with the strategy that they use. They're not running great routes. They're not calling great plays. So it don't matter who you got throwing the ball.
I think Stefanski might be on the hot seat.
Oh yeah, I think who's the biggest who's the biggest fraud do you think right now that people think is a good, like you got LaFleur, you got Stefanski, and you got Kingsbury. All three of them right there, kind of a little shady.
They're getting hired as soon as they get fired. They get hired.
Yeah.
Well, Kingsbury probably goes back to college.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, it's just Kingsbury will get like $8 million to go to like Oklahoma or some shit, or some rival, some big school that just fired their dude, you know.
And he'll be probably
like
back
I would like to
half
see
again.
Auburn should fire Hugh Freeze and just hire Kilff Kingsbury.
Is that really an upgrade though?
For in college? Yeah, well, I guess Kilff Kingsbury.
Kingsbury didn't do shit in college.
Yeah, you're right. He couldn't win with Patrick Mahomes. Damn it. Oh well. I would take him over Hugh Freeze though.
Hugh Freeze at least won in college.
Actually, me and Hugh Freeze should hang out. He was partying with escorts. All right.
There you go.
Cleveland is in tank bowl or mediocre bowl?
Mediocre because they don't have the first round pick.
Yeah, they suck. All right, Bills and Jets. We know what that is. The Bills are Super Bowl, probably the most complete team as long as Allen's healthy. Now the Jets were in the playoff hunt. I think they're down to
they're wild card still because they're tied.
Mm.
Patriots,
but
Chargers,
arrows,
and Jets are 7-6.
The arrow's pointing down though.
Yeah.
These past few weeks, you've seen a lot of the magical runs start to taper off.
Yeah,
Giants
they're starting to taper off. Yeah,
Seahawks have struggled big time. Jets are starting to fall off a bit. I mean, it was due. I wish it would stay, but unfortunately,
you get enough film.
You punched above your weight. It happens. I mean, you had a good start, but you've got work to do.
Yep. I think the Giants, what people have figured out is like, oh, once they make that one mistake, they're fucked. It's like,
your defense is battered, and if you stop Saquon, you stop the offense.
But if you know a team can't recover from just one mistake, you're like, oh, we can relax now.
And that's where, honestly, Jacksonville could make a run because in the AFC South,
Tennessee is garbage.
They appear to be the ascending team.
Overrated.
Yeah. Jacksonville is kind of like Detroit right now, a team that's today's NFL now. It's like you get hot at the right time. You can make it long season.
And these are teams that are trying to find their identity, and this is them kind of finding their identity, showing their danger, showing the danger they pose to other teams.
Jacksonville has the Cowboys, Jets, Texans, and Titans. So
they could take some of those.
I mean, I don't know if you're you could probably go 8-9. I don't know if you're going to beat
the Cowboys. They can beat the Cowboys.
Speaking of that,
the Cowboys just showed us that.
And Tennessee has the Chargers, Texans, Cowboys, and Jets.
And you're playing against a quarterback that's really playing best in the league right now, in Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Dak's been sloppy,
and Dak has been sloppy. Jacksonville's defense is not a terrible defense. They're middling. Sometimes they play better than they are. Sometimes they play worse, but they're not they have talent on the defensive side of the ball.
The Texans kind of showed you some things like, hey, if you shut down Pollard and make them throw, I mean, they still have CD, they still have a good wide receiver, but like Pollard is the playmaker. He's the stirrer for the drink.
He's what he loosens.
Take him out.
He loosens the panties.
Yeah. So speaking of that game, I mean, the Cowboys pull it out. They are a division. Yeah. They were up here, but now they're back. Well, actually, they're wild card because the Eagles are so fucking good. Texans are just trash. Well, actually, Texans have something to play for. They're better than the Raiders because they actually have something to tank for. Fucking pieces of shit. Why are they so bad? Like every year. Just so fucking bad. All right, Max Watson. Max Wasson. Is it too early to press the panic button on the Chiefs secondary? They look pitiful the last two games. I mean, no one knows. The Chiefs aren't known for their secondary.
Yeah, right? They've always been a weakness. Plus, this past offseason, they lost Javarius Ward and the Honey Badger.
Yeah,
that was going to be a weakness.
Yeah, when you score like they do, you blitz a lot and you try to get off the field.
Yeah, their defense does a good job of just trying to get off the field. They don't let you go on 15-yard drive.
They don't have an elite defense, but they've got solid pieces. I mean, you have Frank Clark, Chris Jones, Willie Gay.
As long as they're within 3 scores, they can still beat you. Yeah. And you know that, regardless of what their defense looks
they're
like.
Never out of it. They're never out of it. Gadzooks, you want to talk about that game on Sunday 5? Also, thoughts on Walters as Purdue's new head coach, Uche. Hiring a defensive-minded coach is different from the norm, but I think it should work out.
Yeah, I mean, for Purdue, I think the offensive game plan is going to kind of stay the same. They're probably going to keep their coordinator. Well, I mean, Braum was the coordinator, but they have an assistant coordinator who they're probably going to keep there. He's a defensive guy. They do actually need some help on the defensive side. There's probably the Penn State game and the Syracuse game where they lost it on just blown coverage on defense, like just a guy getting beat one-on-one. And usually in my opinion, they're calling some pretty bad defenses when he got late in those games. But I think this guy, he was a great coach at Illinois as far as defensive coordinator went. And I mean, they had one of the top defenses in the nation. So that would be something that you would think he brings to the table for Purdue is now get their defense right.
I saw you tweet at him, say, "Hey, you need some O-line help."
Oh
Is
yeah,
Leach gonna be back. And
I'll consult. I'll send you my card.
Yeah. You gonna make some trips out to Indiana?
Go out to West Lafayette and show them boys a little something.
Yeah, show them what's up. In Sean DM, I want it on record that the Vikings are not fraudulent. The Vikings defense is fraudulent. I will not stand for baseless slander of our O. Okay. Who would you rather have? I heard this question asked earlier. Jared Goff or Kirk Cousins? Who would you rather have?
That's tough.
I'll take Jared Goff.
I gotta go momentum. I think it is Jared Goff, but Cousins isn't too far
I'm gonna
behind.
disagree. I'm gonna take Cousins everywhere. Cousins.
Hey,
gone,
now think about that game. That they lost to Detroit, right? But check Cousins' stats. That cat still balled the fuck out.
Yeah, as I said, Cousins did well. They both had relatively same QBR.
Yeah. Same weapons though. Same, like if you put out the same weapons, who's the better? Who would you rather have? Honestly, for me, like I know this is weird for me to say, but I'll take Kirk Cousins. Like that dude always statistically is going to ball out.
I think historically he's been more consistent. Yeah, that would be a reason to pick him. Goff before he came to Detroit. I mean, come on, we were like, this dude's career is over with.
Yeah,
when they made that trade.
He was getting Darnold. He was getting Baker Mayfield.
But he had some ugly games in LA. He had some real ugly games in LA.
He did. But remember, he got them to a Super Bowl too. So
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield ain't get nobody to a Super Bowl
ever.
Connor Akers. Baker on the Rams is like a student that transfers to a new school midway through the year and gets 100% on the test. Where to go? And in a certain class on day one. Yeah. Basically,
what more was is like he started out flunking and then he got himself just up to a 61 so he wouldn't flunk. That's Baker Mayfield.
Detroit fans, I told you the Lions are going to a wild card game. Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's possible.
Possible.
Props to sticking by your guns. All right, speaking of some guns, the Eagles and the Giants game was over before it started.
Yeah, they got their ass.
Yeah, the Giants. Look, when Darius Slayton is your number one receiver, a dude that has led the league in drop percentage, he's basically Evan Ingram if Evan Ingram was a little skinnier. Like
Evan Ingram balled out against Tennessee.
I know. Well, like pre-dropsy Evan Ingram, like
2020 Evan Ingram.
This dude is trash. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the Daniel Jones doesn't have any weapons, but he don't do himself many favors either.
He's not going to elevate you.
All you do is blitz on his ass,
and and you're going to get a sack or a scramble, one of the two.
Yeah. And if
he throws it, it's getting picked.
Yeah, he does not get rid of the ball. Like I can tell when he gets sacked, he's waiting for the guy to get open instead of looking for another read. Like it's pretty obvious that that's who he is, and that's fine. Like I mean, when he's gotten better this year, but teams have figured out.
Here's my question with him though. He can scramble, right? He does have. I mean, it's not just straight line speed. He can scramble. Why is it that they don't run the kind of quarterback scramble drills, which I'm sure they do, but shouldn't he know that he's going to have certain guys running towards him at certain angles when he gets out of the pocket, and then use that to your advantage over the defense? If they're scared you're going to throw it, you can pump fake them, you can do all kinds of shit, and just get him to move the way you want.
Yeah, if you look at his film, like his internal clock is like. I don't know. Like his instinct is like it's not great. So like when you can tell when he drops back, he's like someone's coming, and then but he's still like he's caught in between. It's like sometimes you ever do something where you like you're not supposed to do it, and like I don't know how to explain. I guess in baseball, like the high fastball will get me every time, even though I know I should not swing at it. That's how Daniel Jones is like he's like I know I shouldn't do this, but he does.
Yeah, that safety's playing over the top. Don't throw it there.
Yeah, and then he just
playing over
throws
the
it
top.
there.
Don't throw it there.
But he's gotten better. He's gotten better with the picks and turnovers, but like
you need him to be able to make a playmaker throw.
he also
that's the thing. He doesn't elevate you. He is what he is, and he's better as a complement to an elite running back or wide receiver.
Yes,
but the problem is you're not gonna get far in the playoffs like that.
Exactly, because you're gonna need to make a play. Eventually, you have to make a play.
That's the thing about Eli.
We have to be able to trust you to do that.
That was the thing about Eli was his QB intelligence was so far up here. The only thing that held him back was his ability,
his entire body.
Right. Yeah. Like, I mean, he did more with
no
less.
athleticism whatsoever.
Yeah. But the problem with Jones is he's the opposite. He's gifted with speed, gifted with a cannon arm. He just doesn't have the QB intelligence or the instinct that, say, a Manning that's been raised from age 3 to be the next fucking heir apparent, Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's a Manning, he's not fucking Daniel Jones. But anyways, the Giants, they're still technically in a wild card spot, so we'll put them there. And the Eagles look fucking good.
Yeah,
dude.
You already know what time it is for them.
I mean, that game, they did what they had to do. The other thing that was really troublesome about this game was the Eagles ran like the same 3 counters in a row, like the same play over and over again. Giants couldn't stop it. And they were if that's how you're going to beat teams, it's going to be really hard for anyone to take them down.
As soon as they can figure out their quarterback position, the Jets do the same thing and it works. They do it better. If you're saying that they just ran the same plays, I've blocked 4 plays in a row where the Jets ran the same counter with different blocking combinations that were by design, all 4 plays. And then on the last one, it was actually a fake counter outside zone. And it just, the defense froze. It was the Bills against the Bills. The defense froze. They were just like, what the fuck are they running? And you just see the running back he picked up like 12 yards. Completely cut them in half.
Yeah, and
good running in the NFL is going to change the way that like the NFL offenses are operating, because defenses are starting to stop all that crazy passing every fucking down shit.
Yeah, well, they're also, I think, getting away with a lot more PI this year. Like they're letting
they need to let them play, because the fucking offenses are just, I mean, it got to a point where quarterbacks would just throw 9 routes because they knew it was going to be PI.
Yeah.
When they didn't have a read, they're just like, fuck it, throw it deep. The DB's going to touch them and they're going to flag it, and we're going to get at the spot of the foul.
Yeah, they're not taking those risks as much. They're managing the product. You know how it is. All right, Jaguars go out and curb stomp the Titans. Kirby stomp
in Tennessee, which is not. I mean, we've done it before, but it's not. It's hard. That's a 2 chin strap game.
Where are you putting these Jaguars? Are they?
I mean, look, I feel like with the way Trevor Lawrence is playing, which he's making his receiving core look better than they are. He's making his offensive line look better than it is.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as he stays upright and continues to stay on that streak, I think they got a chance to run for the wild card. Because it's a bad enough division where if they win, 8 games. They might be.
I don't know if they're going to hit wild card. They might win division.
You got the fucking Cowboys.
That's my bad, division. Yes.
You got the Cowboys, the Jets.
I think they can beat the Cowboys. I really believe they can beat the Cowboys.
All right. I'll buy them if they beat the Cowboys next week. I will purchase that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you need a bit to happen, but it could
put them down in mediocre for now. They're still 5-8. They're still 5-8.
I mean, to be fair, the Titans are really good at self-destructing, and that's what happened to them this past week.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not saying that they're not good.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything against the Jags. It's just the Titans are very overrated.
But yeah, you beat the Cowboys. We can talk. All right, Tree. I lost all my super chats all the way to Dodgers. So
that's fine.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fine. I will carry.
In
Sean DM, I want it on record that the Vikings are not fraudulent. The Vikings defense.
No. I read that one. All
right. Oh yeah, I got you right. We're at Shane Macaron. There are 3 things certain in life: death, taxes, and the Philadelphia Eagles embarrassing the New Jersey Giants every year, and they play them again later on in the season.
Yeah, we haven't beaten them in it seems like years.
Burn for 5. Detroit fan here. Hawk had good numbers, but you can also guarantee a third down or critical drop moment from him. And I think it happened in this past game if red zone was correct. He dropped a big third down. The Simpsons since 90. My 10 painful sports memory series you guys inspired starts on Thursday. Chapter 5 is blocked because the APL doesn't want you using any of their footage for any reason, even if it's only 30 seconds. Oh, FIFA and like European football, they don't.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get it down to like 8 seconds. Gotta get it down like 5 or 6 seconds. You can show like flashes of it. Or you can show still images of it. Like, come on. You talking about it.
I remember for like the World Cup vid, I had to like alter the footage, zoom in, and
flip
just, like,
it.
get it. Flip it and zoom in. And it's like it's just
to get it to upload.
Yeah, I had like 4 or 5 tries that I had to do it. It was annoying. God's butt monkey. This week's random NFL player from the past, quarterback commander Cody Carlson, of the '93 Houston Oilers. He was the heir apparent to Warren Moon for a long time.
I got one for you, Babe Laufenberg.
Oh, the old cowboy.
Yes.
I'm going Lynn Dickey, the
No.
old Green Bay Packer.
They'd always put Babe Laufenberg in the preseason and he would ball out against the third string and then he would never make the roster.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. They'd keep him like on the practice squad.
Oh man, I'll never forget my rookie year on what do they call it, on the cut, the last final cut.
Cut day, yeah. Cut down day.
Oh man, motherfuckers had them looks in their faces like, I'm gonna cut my phone off. Shit. I was like, I'm a draft pick. I should be good, right?
Right. I had a decent camp, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all started me. I didn't even play in the last preseason game. I didn't even dress. I was like, shit, I know I made it. Fuck y'all.
I got cut from the baseball team my sophomore year. That was like the worst day ever. But it was the best. It was the best thing that happened to me though. Like you think about how you take negative things, and if you let them be negative, they'll be negative, right? But if you like, fuck you, like I was like, fuck you, I can play this game. You just don't see it, and I went and worked my ass off. And some people take that L and they just stash it away, and they're like, all right, I guess I'm not good enough. But that's cool, you know. Some people.
Yeah, I mean, it is what you make it, right?
Yeah,
it's always what you make it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me keep going here. Give me 1 second. I'm just rambling for a second. I'm not looking at porn, I swear. Samuel 4002 AFC defense. Oh, of course you are. You were looking at that POV or that incest stuff, you creepy. Yeah. Defense playing an elite level while the offense can't do crap. Let's see what it's like in the postseason. Greg Roman, tick unemployment.
That dude's hot seat is hot.
I think Baltimore. I think they let him go and use that as an excuse to let go of Lamar.
Oh, if they let go of Lamar, that would be fucking franchise.
I think the Giants.
Well,
I think the Giants.
The question is
serious run at Lamar.
I don't think Baltimore wants to give him $250 million guaranteed.
Everybody else will. So what are they going to do?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to pay him.
Everybody
I think
else
that's
will.
But you better have a roster that can handle that, right? Like you better have because you use Russell Wilson.
Like, now he has receivers. That's it. That's all. You're like, look, we're not running this RPO. All that's done, bruh. We're gonna be able to. We're gonna let you scramble. You're gonna have some quick RPOs, but now you got wideouts. We're gonna be running routes, motherfucker.
Yeah, but who gives
everybody gives them to everybody?
It's gonna be probably Giants, Panthers, Falcons. I can see those 3 right off the bat. Seahawks, I can definitely see.
Oh my
Panthers
God.
might.
He would make Seahawks instant Super Bowl.
You know what? I think that motherfucker might fuck around and come and go to Atlanta.
Ooh,
that might be the perfect.
Yeah, that's the thing. Falcons might be the pick. They might be Saints if they want to make a massive splash last second because they were after Deshaun.
The Titans. What if you had Lamar and Derrick Henry?
Oh, nah. I mean, they're locked into Tannehill. I don't know if they're going to do it.
They ain't gonna have enough money.
I don't think the Colts are going to do it
because I don't think
the Jets could do. I think the
Jets are open
Falcons,
too because Zach Wilson's still on his rookie deal. They can cut bait with him and just be like, "Fuck off." Loser.
Jets, Falcons, and if Josh McDaniels wants to make a big move, you could part ways with Derek Carr and go after Lamar Jackson.
That's the thing with Carr.
I think they're going to let go with Derek Carr either way.
Yeah, you could get Carr at a discount, and add him to a team that already is kind of built.
I mean, I think Carr would be a guy you'd want in New York.
Yeah. Possibly.
They draft a wideout, draft a big play wideout.
But you're right, though. Lamar is going to get paid. Somebody going to pay that man. If
No doubt.
Deshaun Watson's
to get
fucking towel, fingers in the butt ass motherfucker is going to get $250 million guaranteed. Lamar Jackson, who has done nothing wrong except for a tweet about some guy eating dick. Like, you should get
people got
260
mad over that. I would have never deleted that shit. I'd have been like, nah, I'm pinning that one.
I'm framing that shit.
This is not anti-gay, and y'all can ligma.
For
if
real.
you think that's gay.
Lots of ligma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is ligma gay? Is ligma anti-gay? If you like, put my balls in. I think it is gay. Like, if anything, it's pro-gay, right? You're telling another man to suck your dick. All right.
I mean, if you want to do that shit, hey, not my job.
Hey,
Frankie
but
Avila.
that's not what the fuck we're saying.
Has there ever been a team who's had their number one overall pick taken away because of a trade? Yes. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1983. They traded for I think the throwing Samoan Jack Thompson. I think it was like an 82, and they gave up next year's first.
Jesus.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I think that became the first overall pick, but that was a really weak draft year. But
so they traded their first round pick, and then they lost so bad that they tanked away the number one overall pick.
They've traded a couple top fives in their history, but that pick could have become like Irving Fryer, Carl Banks, or I think like another guy.
How you trade your first overall pick and then be so bad?
Because Hugh Culverhouse is a moron. I thought a quarterback was going to fix it.
The team you traded it to got the number one goddamn pick.
I think since he ended up trading it down, and I think they didn't draft anything well.
So you lost for nothing. Like, that's the whole point of the NFL.
Because he thought they were going to win.
What a dumbass. All right, Chiefs and the Broncos. The Broncos actually played decent for once. But the Chiefs had this game. They were up 27-0. And then Russ Wilson gets concussed late. Might be time to shut him down for the rest of the season because there's no reason to keep trying to win.
They're
bad. Yeah. I mean, the only reason that they would want to win is to prevent the Seahawks from getting a higher draft pick.
But there's no point in that if it's Russell Wilson's future. You've invested too much money in that dude.
I think KC's a Super Bowl contender, and the Broncos are down here with Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, perfect.
Pretty bad. Panthers, Seahawks pissed me off. I laid money on the Seahawks thinking they would be an easy -3.5.
Not this Sunday.
Yeah, I was wrong as shit. Steve Wilks had to fuck shit up. They're both – well, actually, I think Seattle
fucked it up.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah, Seattle blew that one.
Oh, they more than blew that. They pissed it away.
And then let's do one more before we read some more super chats. This game was so bad that they had to switch the network game. They had to go to what game did they go to? I think they went to Panthers.
I think it was Seattle Panthers Seahawks.
Yeah, because this game was so bad. 49ers and Buccaneers. Tom Brady. I think it might be time, dude.
I've been saying this since like week 5, and then the dick riders come off on Twitter thinking that he's still that good. But it's just like, dude, sorry, the Buccaneers suck. They're not a good team.
In all fairness, the Niners have a nasty defense. Their defense is gross. But Tom Brady did not throw very many good balls. Like, he was hitting receivers in the back of the head. He was missing guys on the sideline. Like, it was ugly.
Yeah, to stop taking that HGH.
And is Tampa going to still make the playoffs somehow, though? Their division, right? Yeah, they're leading the division.
They have to. That's what pisses me off about the Saints more, because if they didn't blow that game, that entire division would be 5-8. And it would be glorious.
It would be glorious.
They'd have to have a play.
They should all get relegated if they were 5-8.
They should. I mean, that whole division should be relegated. Bring in some guys from the XFL.
The NFC East from a couple of years back. San Francisco, definitely a division, but
they might be Super Bowl right now.
They might be dude. If there's a team that can beat the Eagles, it's the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
they
49ers
team. If Brock Purdy keeps playing like that.
Because you think about it, it's really about point differential, right? In terms of like trying to use a gauge. Like the Vikings are actually -1 at 10-3. They're -1 in point differential. But the 49ers are way positive. They've only allowed 197 points. I think that is league best for sure. Yeah, they have a defense.
Been rocking.
It kind of reminds me of the Giants in 2011 where they could actually start shutting people down. The Niners are like that. They got Nick Bosa fucking coming through there. Like, watch out for those dudes.
I did want to say one thing real quick. We got a Fitty Bomb.
Oh, bring out the Jesus.
Bring out the Jeebus.
Yep,
let me get it.
Bring them out.
And your new #1 team in the country, your Purdue Boilermakers.
Yes, sir.
Congrats to Purdue for achieving #1 for the second time in 2 seasons. Also, welcome Coach Walters. Best of luck to you. Boiler up. Rip Coach Leach.
Did y'all hear about this shit with Chris Beard?
No, I did not know.
Oh, the coach who got arrested for assault.
Texas head coach like fucking strangled his fiance or something. Or
what? Damn.
Yeah. And she apparently she might be dropping the charges now. And but the cops were called. Yup. Yeah, dude. I don't get that. Like somebody assaults you.
Hasn't he been suspended? He's been suspended.
He's been suspended without pay until they fucking figure this shit out. But like, look, no university on earth, whether you are innocent or guilty, wants there to be a 4 a.m. police report.
No,
with you involved in some way.
Like, if it's between 1 and 4 a.m., there's some drinking and other shenanigans going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like no matter, even if it wasn't your fault, like what are you doing up at 4 a.m? That's what I want to know. You should be asleep worrying about the fucking
maybe they're farmers. Maybe they just have to wake up when the sun rises to get their crops and animals fed. Maybe it's like that.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, don't be up at 4 a.m. Nothing good happens at 4 a.m.
Okay. I knew that because I had to wake up for morning shifts at 4 a.m. That was fun.
God. I used to have to get on airplanes and go travel to fucking Portland, Oregon or some shit. And like my alarm clock would go off at like 3:30 in the morning. And I would be like, tell me what I like about my job. And then, dude, and to have to drive, like, and the airport is a half hour from my house.
Yeah, you got to drive for that shit. And you have redirects too.
Yeah. And then get all checked in. And I never checked baggage. Like I had to carry my shit with me and then fall asleep, try to get like an hour of sleep on the plane and fucking show up and work a 10-hour day and then fly back.
Oh,
fuck that shit.
That'd be some bullshit.
Yeah. That shit used to happen all the time. Sometimes it would get fun. Like if you go to a fun city like Chicago or something, or, like you had your destinations.
Trips that you looked for,
Florida, like if you go to Orlando or Miami. Miami was always fun.
That's why they say there's a lady or a guy at every port.
Yeah. Well, I always had my secretary, like, because this is how fucking much of a douche I was. I had a secretary, and I'd be like, find me a hotel next to a casino, and she would do that. She was awesome. She would just be like, all right, let me hook you up. And then she would give me a binder with all my, because I was like, it would have my hotel, my rental, and then like all the nearby restaurants and casinos were like in this like perfect little binder. I was like, you're dope. You should get it ready.
And there's an if you're single only, and there's like for escorts and strip clubs.
Yeah, I didn't go Hugh Freeze on them,
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I did have someone shine my head. I did.
One of these days, I'm taking a buffer and I am buffing the shit out of that head.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying,
dude. Sometimes it's just shines. Yeah, you know how it is.
Shine on, you crazy diamond. Simpsons since '90. Chapter 5 was LFC winning the half quadruple. Tremont like Chapter 10. Also, Purdy has been pretty impressive so far.
Yeah,
Hope
Brock,
the Niners
big cock Brock.
Big cock
That's
rock
the
with
only
those
question
balls hanging down the ceiling.
Yep, that's the only question mark for the Niners because this could be like a Nick Foles thing where the backup or a Jeff Hostetler type situation where the backup does just enough. Sorry, I interrupted.
Created controversy.
It's all good, man. All good. Justin Ziegler. If the NFC South officials tank division, or does Tampa need to lose another game? I think it might be tank division. I was hoping to be tank division.
It's NFC East 2020 all over.
Pretty
again.
much. Mm-hmm. Ethan Townsley, the question of death. Matt Canada or Matt Patricia, who are you taking as OC? I'm taking a fucking cyanide pill. How about you
guys? Matt Patricia, I thought he was... Oh, he is an offensive.
He was defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator. Yeah,
I wouldn't take.
He's actually
just on rep.
Yeah, I think he was decent as a defensive coordinator. I mean,
he
Super Bowl.
sucked. He sucked.
He did.
His defense was atrocious with the Eagles. They lost that game because of a Patricia defense. Like that, his defense was bad all that year.
Okay, whatever.
Dutch fan 1. Seeing the France-England match remind me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail scene of French insults.
Yeah, I fought it. Yes.
Game show gumbo with Jalen Ramsey's antics over the past few weeks. He's starting his villain arc and will become the new age Cortland Finnegan.
Cortland Finnegan.
End up getting his ass whooped by fucking
Andre Johnson,
number 1.
Yeah. Andre Johnson whipped his ass.
So who's going to be the Michael Crabtree to his Aqib Talib?
I don't know. Fuck around, find out.
Something tells me it's going to be Robbie Anderson. I don't know why. It feels like those two would start fighting.
Dude,
he's going to go after. I mean, I guess it's AFC, so they won't play every year. But that's what I would imagine. Somebody like Devontae.
Yeah, I can see that. Golden Hybrid 3 player gets brutally injured on national television that may impact him for the rest of his life. My TV. BK Whopper, triple double, junior Whopper, chicken Whopper, Whopper, egg your day. At BK, have it your way. You rule.
Matt Rule.
It's a terrible song, too. It's like, oh my God.
It's a little addictive. It made it. I got Burger King the other day because of that song.
God damn it.
It's advertising.
And now we're at Dodger of Zion, so you should be good from here. If Connor Shaw's endorsing Loggins, then I'll keep the faith that Beamer's made the right call with the 3 cocks.
Ah, yeah, Shane Beamer. Yeah, the good old cocky cocks.
Mega cock.
Noah Sharp, R.I.P. Mike Leach. Swing your sword legend. Yep. Just
swashbuckler,
sad,
man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sad that we didn't get him in the booth, late in his career telling stories and shit, Have you ever heard his speech on marriage, on planning the wedding? That one's really funny too. He's like, dude, it doesn't matter what color the fucking napkins are. Like, he basically is just saying, like, he's like, just show up. Like, say that you don't like or don't like something because that she just wants you to be involved.
Yeah, I remember. It's like, what would people think about you on dead? It's like, that's not my problem. That's the people who's writing a problem. I'm going to be fucking dead. Why would I care?
Yeah, pretty much. That one guy, time to send Ed Donatel to the Shadow Realm. That was the worst I have ever seen this defense play while the offense was working. ECW Hardcore 07. Brock motherfucking Purdy's 49ers gone to Super Bowl. Yeah. Nick Kovac, what's up, Nick? Beating the Steelers with backup under QB means Lamar is disposable. Ooh, I don't know if you use the Steelers as the temperature gauge.
Yeah, the Steelers, like they have been. This is the year where Mike Tomlin's the narrative of him having an undefeated year every year. This is where it ends because
you mean over 500?
Yeah, over 500 year. Sorry,
Chris Simmons. At least the Blazers didn't suck like the Cardinals did. They were playing that game on the TVs in the Moda Center concourse, and I sighed a lot.
Woof.
Zerthos 16. Here is your draft order right now: Texans, Seahawks, Chicago, Detroit, and Eagles for the top 10. Dude, some of these teams got away with robbery. Seattle, Philadelphia. What pisses me off? Here's what pisses me off about the Eagles is like they very sneakily built a Super Bowl roster from the ashes of a team that, I mean, they were what, 9-7 last year. They were Missed the playoffs the year before that.
Yeah,
Like,
they were awful.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone wanted Roseman fired. I thought Roseman sucked.
Yeah.
Remember, he flopped on all those receiver picks.
They went out and got what's his name? AJ Brown. They got Devontae Smith. They got rid of Jalen Reagor.
Big play slug.
They kept their players that matter. What's his name? Kelsey. Fucking tearing shit up in the middle.
Jason Kelsey.
And then
like they did lose Ertz, but at the same time, they've Dallas Goedert.
Then they kept Fletcher Cox to anchor that defense.
Mhm.
Like, and
like Jordan Davis is a beast.
They fleeced fucking Darius Slay from the
from Detroit.
From Detroit.
They just
you can thank Matt Patricia for that. You can thank Patricia for that.
They signed. Yep, that's a good one. Shooks James Bradbury.
Yeah,
Who the Giants. They should not have given up on Bradbury.
And not just that. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah. So they've pulled all the right levers. And then the thing that it pisses me off even more is they draft Jalen Hurts, a guy that nobody really was talking about. As like,
I remember I was perplexed by that. I think we were all perplexed.
Everyone's like, why do they pick up Jalen Hurts?
Wait, what?
Like, is this the guy? And he's throwing fucking darts out there.
He's balling.
Like,
he has progressed like rapid trajectory.
Yeah.
Immediate fucking impact player.
I'm pissed off about this shit. Robert Quinn, they did this quickly. They didn't.
Robert Quinn hasn't even done much, man.
Period.
Hassan Reddick.
Within 2 years of Wentz leaving, they were back on.
Yeah. Don't tell me. Don't ever say like Eagles fan. Don't ever fucking throw Roseman under the bus.
Act like y'all ain't had it good.
Yeah. Don't write, Dodge. You did love that pick at the time. We thought you were crazy for it.
Yeah, she did. Receipts.
We got the receipts. We have the video on archive.
Yep. Timothy Skis. If the Ravens let Lamar go, who keeps dragging that corpse of a franchise to relevance? Then the Ravens deserve relegation to the Big Ten.
Oh no, Justin Tucker's just gonna play quarterback and kicker at the same time.
Kevin Von Michael Magnum, boy, Uche, you better pick up that phone because I fucking called it about the Titans losing.
Oh yeah, he did say that. You did say that, man.
He did. He knew it. No faith
I didn't believe you.
Squad. Joe Bonogo. That's a cool name. As an Oregon native, I apologize that you had to suffer going to Portland. The place is the FedEx Field of the USA. Look, let me tell you something, though. If you are in Portland, do yourself a favor and go to Sassy's. That's all I got to say.
Sassy's. What is Sassy's?
Yeah. Let's see. Ooch, name like the top places you've ever been in terms of adult.
Okay.
Let's just say steakhouses, if you know what I mean. Like what would you say? Like Spearmint Rhino, the Gold Club, Scores. Dude, for some reason, Portland is like that. Don't front. Portland is like that. I don't get it. I don't know why.
Portland is pretty open though, man. That wouldn't surprise me.
Portland is pretty hard.
I don't know what it is about there, but they got girls that could serve you alcohol on their posterior, like it's like a shelf,
Well, I mean, so what you're saying is they have high quality cuts of meat.
Yes, very
grade A, USDA.
Oh,
grade A.
Oh, dude, 55-day dry age ribeye. Give me some of that.
Look, how do I tell this story? So my brother went to a place in Portland, and he noticed that the girl had a very nice posterior, and what she was able to do was she got on the stage and turned around here's like the edge of the stage, and she was able to lay backwards with her legs up in the air and her head down like this, but just her rear was supporting her on that ledge. Do you see what can you visualize that? It was so thick that's all that she needed to hold her upside down. And that's when my brother said he fell in love.
First time I
refinanced
my house for a fucking woman.
That's the first time I went to the back room. They gave me a nice cut of meat, and
ain't nothing happening in that back room. I'll tell you
I added the cream filling to the dessert. Let's just put it that way.
Yep. All right, Inchon DM. Let's round this out. Miami's fight song is the best. Sadly, Vikes number 2. And Inch on DM also will Purdy get a big dick Nick style intro. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Big cock Brock.
Big cock Brock.
All
With
right,
the slam sound effects. Let's go.
Yeah, with the slam.
The battle of social media quarterbacks. Justin Herbert had a fucking dope ass game. Threw for 300. He is the offense at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's literally just him.
It's him throwing throwing like 11 billion screen passes to Austin.
This is the infuriating thing about the Chargers is they lose games that they shouldn't, and they win games that they also shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And this didn't seem like a game that they should win. And
the weird thing is, like, their secondary played really well. The Dolphins receivers could get no separation.
Yeah, and they got Waddell and fucking Tua, and they got
Tyreek, Gesicki, Trent Sherfield. Yeah. They've got weapons.
Yeah.
Dolphins are clinging on to a wild card spot. They were a Super Bowl contender 2 weeks ago, now clinging to a wild card spot.
Woo.
Yeah. This league
what a difference a week makes.
Yeah. This league is so fucked up. And then let's close it out. Patriots and the Cardinals last night. Cliff Kingsbury's ass getting fired. I'm sorry.
Put them right in McDaniel's tier. In McDaniel's tier.
Right,
if he doesn't get fired, the Cardinals should just contract.
Especially with Colt McCoy under center, you're going to see how bad they are. Like, this guy, Colt McCoy, just shows up. He's like, him?
It's the whole team, dude. The whole team just there for
Colt
paychecks.
McCoy is the sacrificial lamb. That's what he is.
No. Name any difference in these quarterbacks I'm about to name. Colt McCoy, Kyle Allen, Case Keenum, Teddy Bridgewater. Right. Like, they're all the same guy. Like, they're just like guys like, hey, we need a quarterback. Carson Wentz.
Colt McCoy still sees James Harrison in his sleep.
Nah, dude. But they're just the most retread of retreads.
But you know what? They're making a lot of money, and they're living the dream, brother.
Hey, good work.
So you know what? The problem is with the Cardinals they're still running Kyler's playbook with Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Like, what? You're still going for it on fourth down with Colt McCoy. Like, don't get me wrong.
You don't get it.
Against Colt McCoy. But you're not running option routes and quarterback scrambles, and you're not getting that bullshit with Colt McCoy.
He's not outrunning anybody.
You know, it's also amazing.
Patriots are actually wild cards.
Yeah, they could probably bullshit their way to a wild
card.
Like,
they're currently in a wild card spot.
Yeah. All they got to do is take out the Jets, you know? Knock the Jets down.
Well, if Kyler Murray doesn't work out in Arizona, there's always a Daniel Jones they can sign.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is going to be a good quarterback for somebody else that actually has weapons.
As I said, he's a Fitzpatrick type. He's going to be a guy who bounces around from team to team, does a job, but you're going to think like, oh, I can do better, and he goes bounces around. He's that kind of quarterback, and you can make good money and have a good career like that.
Jones is proving like he could go to a Texans team and be their starter, and drag them to 7-8 wins. I don't know if he's New York. You know what I mean? Like, New York, you need a guy that was as clueless as Eli Manning. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eli had no idea how fucking dumb he was. He's just like, oh, I'm just gonna play football, man. Like, that's how you need somebody like that. Just has no clue that they're playing in New York. They're just only think about football. That's it. Yeah. All right, let's round these out. The Falcons are mediocre. Bears are tank bowl. Packers are mediocre, but we put them down here because Grossi never raids anymore. Colts are tank bowl if they have
Grossi's better than us.
Colts are tank bowl.
Saints are McDaniel's trash.
Saints are McDaniel's trash, and Washington if Washington beats the Giants this weekend, the Giants are fucked.
They're fucked because they have tiebreaker.
Yeah. Yeah, they get swept or they have a tie and then they lose. So we'll find out who the Giants are this weekend for sure. And we'll talk about that on Uche's show tomorrow night.
We got the predictions tomorrow.
Get the peanut gallery in here.
Oh yeah, love me some peanuts. Kids and your peanuts, always
kids
with
the peanuts. You know what the peanut gallery is from?
Do you even
Charlie
know
and
what
the Chocolate
that's?
Factory.
No.
Muppet Show.
No. Let's see if the Peanut Gallery knows it. This is really esoteric. You'd have to be my age, too. I didn't even know it, but my dad would always tell me what it
Night at the Apollo?
No. It was from this show called Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, yeah,
And
I'm not familiar.
so
with that
it
show,
was like a live show, and the Peanut Gallery was where all the kids sat, and then he would do like tricks and shit in front of them, and he'd be like, "Let's ask the Peanut Gallery," and that's how old I fucking am, because
You are very old.
Yeah, I just know old shit, and that's how it is. All right, yeah, call me old. Fuck you.
Whatever.
So
Okay, old man.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a privilege to get old. What's up, Dodge? Thanks for talking shit all weekend as the Eagles just shat on my team. It's all good. Whatever.
I noticed you weren't responding to my texts. So.
Well, what am I supposed to say? Right? What am I supposed to say? We're down 24-0 or some shit. It's like we're getting our fucking asses kicked. Like,
I was
what am I
expecting
be
at
like?
the very
Yeah,
least.
well.
I was
what
expecting
am I
at the
supposed
very
to say?
least despair.gif.
That's what not responding is. It's called. It's like, you got me. It's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. We do what we gotta do. That's how we roll in this life. But yeah, congrats, good win. You guys are looking really good. You're gonna have a deep playoff run. You should enjoy it.
Hopefully.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, there was that ground ball punt that Terry Gilliam fielded. It just bounced one time, and he was like, doink. Anyways, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, actually, I have another Jackbox stream tomorrow, and I need to talk to you gentlemen after the show about something even better.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Definitely.
Okay.
But other than that,
oh.
Other than that, I am currently working on a Christmas comic that should be up within a couple of days. It's a college football themed. I had to rewrite it in light of recent unfortunate events, but I think I wrote something pretty sweet. So that's gonna be up on r/CFB ball before the weekend comes. I just gotta finish it. There's only a few panels left. I just finished the A&M bits, which. Yeah, you'll notice that there is no red ass behind me. He's in Pennsylvania with his family this week.
Yep, for Christmas, I believe.
Oh, Alex has decided to join.
Hey,
hello there.
Marino.
Howdy, friends. I got up early today.
What do you think about Baker Mayfield, huh?
Honestly,
savior.
this just I think from the Rams circles I can find. I don't know. There's some who are overambitious, think it's a Steve Young situation. We've signed someone from the depths of despair, and I personally don't think that, but
Steve Young was a top draft pick. Well, actually,
yeah.
So was
He
Baker
was
Mayfield.
in supplements.
So was Baker Mayfield. Never mind.
I like how the Rams just have some fetish for first overall picks.
Yeah.
First
That's
overall
the third
pick
number. That's a third 1-1 to start for you.
Fourth if you include Sam Bradford.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys like 1-1s.
Mm-hmm.
Ooch, what you got coming out? We got this stream tomorrow night.
Yeah, we got the prediction show tomorrow night. Also, just dropped a video doing an O-line breakdown. So check that out on the channel.
Baldy, I have a video idea for you.
What's that?
Actually, I probably should say off this now. I'll let it because you could probably do it depending on who steals it. Do a video on the worst Patriots disciples in football.
Oh, the Belichick tree.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Because you could do it on like Charlie Weiss, Nick Saban. Well, is in the NFL at least. You could also do it on Romeo Crennel,
Eric Mangina. Who else was
the
Joe Judge was the Patriots disciple.
The Butchin, Patricia.
Butchin, Bill O'Brien was actually decent.
The only one, he still self-destructed his own team. The only one who I think was genuinely good was probably Brian Flores.
Flores is all right, but he doesn't even have a job. He got fired,
No, he's on the Steelers. Isn't he the linebackers coach?
Yeah, he is. But he got fired as a head coach. Tree, what you got coming out, buddy?
Well, sports ball tomorrow, and then I'm gonna see if I can maybe do a Broncos video this week. But I still have to figure out.
Yeah, you want to
my
cash
point of
in on the
attack for that.
Broncos? Yeah,
No,
my
it's not just
Broncos.
that. My thinking is I want to do like Brendan Perna slowly dripping into insanity, and just that slow montage of him just losing his mind.
Yeah,
That's
my
how you do it.
Broncos video is 1 out of 10 right now. So you just
There
make
you
a video on the Broncos. That's an easy cheap views, baby.
Yeah.
Cheap views. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks to the mods. Thanks for the donations. We appreciate it. We will see you next week. Another tier maker in the books.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.